Hey guys, and welcome to Crazy Burger. So in this video I'm going to be looking at what carts we could possibly see in October. Now this is going to be announced next month, July, at the time of this video, in the Evercade Showcase Vol.2 Indie Special. Now looking at the number of the carts, I'm sure that one of the carts is going to be a computer collection and the other one possibly will be a console collection, based on the numbering that they've revealed so far as part of the Showcase Volume 1. And we're going to have a look at that and what we could possibly see announced next month as part of this indie special. I'm not really sure, but I've got some hunches and I'll put together some of my ideas next. So if you look at the cart numbering that's been announced so far, you can see that we jumped from 31 to 33. Now that means that one of the collections in October is most likely going to be cart number 32 and a console collection. Probably. It could be a dual cart, could be a single cart, it could be anything at all. I think I would like to see like Final Vendetta from Bitmap Bureau. That is a possibility. And in this video I'll have a look at some other games that it could well be, but at this point it is rather guessy. Also I'm going to look at the other collection that could well be a home computer collection. I think it could be like a Commodore 64 homebrew collection, indie collection, maybe it could be Amiga. More likely with the homebrew sort of games that are out there, C64 could be a good bet. I'm going to have a look at that in more detail now. Okay, starting with Commodore 64, one of the companies that are very active in games, publishing games for C64 is Protovision. And they have been releasing a lot of amazing little games recently. A Pig Quest has been very well reviewed recently, that has been getting amazing reviews, and yeah, that's one that a lot of people are raving about. There's a lot of other things here as well. Some of them I've played, some I've not. Some of these are actually RPGs, like the Briley Witch Chronicles, and Sam's Journey as well is supposed to be an absolutely amazing game. Sadly I've never actually played it, but I've heard some really good things about it. Galencia is basically like Galaxian, which is really quite cool. This was added as a free game on the C64 Mini a few years ago, and they're responsible for quite a lot of games recently released for the C64. Could that well be a homebrew cart for C64 released on Evercade? I would love to see it, but I'm not entirely sure. It would be amazing. Now another company that we could possibly see, which is kind of similar to Protovision, is Cyclonic. Now they release and publish a lot of indie games onto itch.io or on their own site, as you can see. And there are some amazing titles there, some brilliant games, and I've enjoyed quite a lot of them recently, such as Soulless and a few others. And some of them have appeared on the C64 Mini as additional games, but they've been releasing a lot of stuff recently, and there are some excellent titles here. Could well see that, you never know. This could well be something we could see as a collection on Evercade. I would love to see it. I think this is certainly something I would love to see happen on Evercade, is taking up a lot of these games that are appearing for free. Honestly, the C64 homebrew community is absolutely amazing. The titles are getting released all the time, and there's some great titles in there. Like Hessian was really good as well. And there's lots and lots, and it just keeps on going. Now I'm obviously more up to date with the C64 homebrew scene, but there's obviously the Amiga homebrew scene as well, which I'm not really up to date with. But I was wondering, what if we could get an Amiga Kickoff Collection from Dini? That would be kind of cool. That would be seen as some kind of an indie sort of collection. We could get a few of the Kickoff games onto a collection. I guess that would be quite popular if you love football. I'm not really sure that the games were better than Sensible Soccer, to be honest, but some people preferred the challenge of it, because for the best part, if I recall, the football did not stick to the player's feet, and it certainly made it more challenging. One of the games might actually stick to your feet, I can't remember which one, but could we see that as a collection? It's certainly a possibility. Kickoff 2 did appear on the A500 Mini, so you never know. Other stuff, obviously Amiga has some stuff on itch.io, such as Turbo Tomato. I remember playing that recently. Rotator. You could well see these as a cart. I'm not sure. There's some really cool games. Power Glove Reloaded was really good, but I'm not really up to date with the Amiga sort of indie games at the moment, as I am with the C64, but there's plenty of stuff out there. It just doesn't seem as active as C64. Now some of the stuff, if you look on itch.io for Commodore 64 homebrew stuff, there are tons and tons of titles. Now something that definitely jumped out to me was the games by Carlton Handley. Now I've loved them, like Run and Gun, Millie and Molly. I really loved. I'd love to see them on Evercade, but I actually noticed recently that they appear to have been picked up by Thalamus, which were a very well-known game company that produced games for the C64, and they're still actually a very active company as well, and that they are an indie company. Could we see a Thalamus collection? Now I would absolutely love that. We could see Millie and Molly as part of that, which is an amazing puzzle game. I loved Grid Picks as well. Could we see the classic Hunter's Moon? I would be amazed. Now looking at some of the legacy games from Thalamus on their own website, now something that obviously sticks out to me is Creatures. That was my all-time favourite Commodore 64 game. It was obviously released on Amiga as well, but the C64 version was definitely the better one for me. I absolutely loved it. Could we see a Thalamus collection? I would love that. Could it be possible? Now, some of these games were originally released on the C64 Mini, but they did get removed at some point, I'm not sure. Obviously the licensing may be run out. Could Evercade Blaze pull this off and get this onto an Evercade cart? I hope so, but I'm not entirely sure it will happen. Fingers crossed. Okay, so one of my viewers recently had made a comment suggesting that we will see this game here, which is Pesky Robots, or Attack of the Pesky Robots, from the 8-Bit Guy. Now the 8-Bit Guy has a massive YouTube sort of following, and he has tons of subs. He also makes, he has made some Commodore 64 games. Now not only Commodore 64, you can actually get these, I think there's Mega Drive versions, there are all sorts of versions of this game. Now I heard a rumour that we might see this game on Evercade and that a deal had been done. Now I'm not entirely sure if that's true and it's just total rumour, but could we see it? It's a possibility. Blaze could well have reached out to them and we could well see this on an indie collection as sorts with the 8-Bit Guy. I'm not sure how many games he actually has, whether this is the only one or we'll see different versions of this, but just putting it out there, it could be a possibility that we could see this game on an Evercade cart very soon. So guys, jumping back to Bitmap Bureau, could we see Final Vendetta on a collection? Maybe all on its own or with some other games that Bitmap Bureau do. Not entirely sure, but I would love to see it. It's a great little sort of Streets of Rage style game. Anyway guys, let me know what you think. Do you think we'll see any of these games? If not, what games do you think we will see on Evercade? Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.